What's up YouTube, MTG Hipster here, and this is my first video ever on YouTube. And basically what I'm going to be showing you guys is a deck tech that I made. It's very cheap, very affordable, and this is just the creatures, it's not the whole deck. As you can see, this is pretty small. Just letting that like a heads up. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet deck actually. It won me a pre-release. It wasn't this deck exactly that won the pre-release. It was a deck ran off the same base, and it's Slivers, of course. I heard Slivers are pretty frowned upon, so I decided to make it just to make people mad, you know. I don't run it main. I ran it at F&M and I won, but I don't see myself running this very often. If I do, I definitely have a lot of editing and a lot of purchasing to do for more Slivers and Shocklands. So I guess let's go ahead and jump into this with the creatures. Oh, no, what? No. We'll do mana base first. Mana base always comes first. So 3 Shimmering Garados. If we jump into this, Transfield Promenade, it enters the battlefield tapped and you pay 1 life, and then you can tap it for any color. 4 Grohl Guild Gates, 4 Selesnya Guild Gates, 4 Boros Guild Gates, 2 Plains, 2 Forests, 2 Mountains. So the mana is pretty heavy actually. I always have enough mana to cast everything. I never get too much or too little. I've only had a mill once with this deck, which is pretty good, and I've played it a good 20-25 times. So here we go with the creatures. I have 4 Striking Slivers. It's a 1-drop for a 1/1, and Sliver creatures you control get first strike, which is pretty nice. I have 4 Blur Slivers. It's a 3-drop for a 2/2, and all other Sliver creatures, including this Sliver, has haste, which is another great card to have in a Sliver deck. I have 3 Battle Slivers. It is a 5-drop for a 3/3, and Sliver creatures you control get a +2/+0. Very handy. 1 Thorncaster because, I mean, like I said, I pulled these out of packs. I bought 15 packs at the shop and kind of just made it from there. So Thorncaster, and basically, like if you attack with the Sliver, it deals 1 damage to the opponent automatically. So that's it for the reds. I have 1 Ground Shaker. I actually had 2 of these, but I took one out to add Thorncaster. This is a 7-drop for a 5/5, and it gives your Slivers trample. 2 Mana Weft Slivers. It allows your Slivers to be tapped for any color of mana. It's a 2-drop for a 1/1. Very useful. 4 Predatory Slivers. Probably one of the most common used Slivers. It is a 2-drop for a 1/1 that gives all other Slivers +1/+1. And with Slivers, their effects do count towards themselves, so this will actually come out as a 2/2 for a 2-drop. And here's the promo. It's a Meganic or something weird like that Sliver, and it's a 6-drop for all Slivers to get +3/+3, and it is 3/3 itself, so it comes out as a 6/6, so you're dropping 6 for a 6/6 and giving all your other Slivers a +3/+3. Great card to use. The art's beautiful on this promo, so definitely go ahead and use this card. 4 Centiles. It gives your Slivers Vigilance. It's a 2-drop for a 2/2. Very useful. And last but not least, 2 Steel Forms. I guess this is the least because I was debating whether or not to take this out or add it in. I'm not necessarily a fan of this. It's a 3-drop for a 2/2, and all it does is give your Slivers a +0/+1. But say if you don't have first strike, it could help you out, I guess. I could see as where it could be helpful. If not, I use it just to have combat and more out there to hit strong hits with. So now we can go ahead and get into the enchantments, sorceries, instants, and artifacts. Madcap skills. It's Gatecrash, not M14, but it's very handy in this deck. +3/+0, and can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. That's nice, plus it's only for a 2-drop. So I definitely use this on my strongest Slivers, and it busts them up even more and makes them almost impossible to block because usually the field's clear. 2 Volcanic Geysers just to clear the field. I have a lot of burn in here, but I don't burn my opponent unless I have to, but this is usually just for clearing field purposes. It's a 2-drop plus X, and X is how much damage is done to the creature or player. More field clearing with Mugging. It does 2 damage, which can either destroy the creature, but if it doesn't, it prevents that creature from blocking this turn, so it leaves your opponent open anyways, and allows you to lay another strong hit with your Slivers. 4 shocks, which is basically just for clearing. It's a 1 drop for 2 damage to creature or player. I don't necessarily like to burn my opponent to death, but if I have to, these come in handy. 3 hive stirrings. I love this card. 3 drop for 2/1/1 Sliver tokens. But you have to remember with slivers, these tokens also get the effects of the other slivers on the field, which makes them pretty strong, because considering you have, say, 2 Predator slivers out, that makes this automatically come out as a 3/3, each one of these. So that's a pretty strong sliver. And then finally the last 3 cards are artifacts. Elixir of Immortality. I have this in here basically because at my shop there's a lot of people that like to run Dimir control and like to mill you out, and Elixir of Immortality basically gives you more time because you gain 5 life and you also get to add your graveyard and this card to your library, which is very handy because then you can't be milled out as easy. I only have 1 of these right now, but I'm hoping to get more. Like I said, I haven't bought individual cards for this yet. It's just out of random packs that I had and stuff I already had. And then 2 Fire Shriekers. I have 1 of these on my sideboard. Equipped creature gets double strike. It's 3 to cast, 2 to equip, so you're tapping 5 mana total. But for the right time, if you can cast this and get it equipped to a sliver, it's pretty deadly. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this deck tech. It is my first video, so go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and like it, do whatever YouTube stuff is supposed to be done, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I'm new to YouTube, and I hadn't seen a Sliver deck of M14 out yet. That was in pretty good quality and or description. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll make more deck tech tutorials. Maybe in a few days I'll do some unboxings. So we'll see how this goes, guys. Later.